Doubles and Coffee. Stuart Smallpin Young calling John Jeremy a dunce AG. Now let's analyze that for a moment. Stuart Young calling someone, any citizen, a dunce. But Stuart Young, a failed attorney, an email gate attorney, an attorney who only make money because his daddy got him on boards. He admitted that when he came back from university that he stayed quiet. First he says he's a PNM, then he say he got on some commissions of inquiry back in 1999 and 2000, and then he sat down on the off inquiry and so on, because daddy did it for him. A man who has left no mark in any sphere in Trinidad and Tobago before he went to defend the biggest liar in the parliament, Keith Rowley, in email gate. Stuart Smallpin Young calling John Jeremy a dunce AG. Well, let's analyze that this morning on Doubles and Coffee. First and foremost, Stuart Smallpin Young, you lost a rigged election by a landslide. Let me repeat. Stuart Smallpin Young, you lost a rigged election by a landslide. The EBC is PNM. TTT and the media is PNM. CNC3, TV6, Newsday, Express, PNM. Guardian, PNM. The government had the ability to call the election. You had the election in your back pocket. The boundaries are controlled by the PNM. The narrative by the PNM. Stuart Young, you control all the resources of the government. And during that election period, as we heard in the media review from the Ministry of Housing, where they hired 2,300 people for March and April to end in May, and then didn't want to pay them, to using food card, to using PTSC bus, to giving out contract from the MP office, telling people come for hamper. You all had everything in your hands. Smallpin, you were selected by Rowdy to lead the PNM into the election, and you lost 28 seats. On top of that, had it not been for Michaela Pandey and your bareback friend who loved you more than hog love mud, because an investigation just went poof into some ghost manufactured revenue. If it wasn't for Michaela Pandey being involved in the election and splitting a little bit of votes out of Malabar Mausika, out of San Fernando East, and out of Aruca Lopino, you would have lost 31 seats. 31, and taken the PNM from 23 down to 10. And you calling people dunce? You could not win an unfair election, a rigged election. You know how dumb you had to be to do that? Nobody else could do that. Only Stuart Smallpin Young could do that. Stuart Young, did you listen to yourself on the platform during the election? Go back and press play, and you will see dunce. You will learn what a dunce is. You will become an expert on dunce by studying yourself. Never has a leader of any major party been so dumb, made so many errors, been so out of touch. Stuart Young, let's analyze your track record in government. And you were given privilege, you were handed position without having to work for it. You were a minister in the Ministry of the Attorney General first. You were the Minister of Communication. You were a minister in the Office of the Prime Minister. And what did you do? You changed CNMG from TTT, and less people watch TTT now than CNMG. It moved from about 300 viewers down to 150. They can't make $1. No advertising money except government money that is given there because the PNM give them. Nobody even know who is on TTT, what is the shows there on TTT. That was a total failure. You were also the Minister of National Security The only man who you didn't beat in murder rate was Martin Joseph 2008 at 550. You got the bronze medal with 519 in 2018 and 539. The only one who come and save your face is your former colleague Fitzgerald Etelbert, narcolepsy, sleepy, sativa, pumsite, ride a horse with an 8-year-old boy who took the murder rate up to 622, probably making you feel at 539 murders for the year that you were bright. You were the Minister of National Security, but you jump into Franklin Can portfolio in energy. And what did you do? You went to Houston, pelt out all the intelligent chemical engineers and qualified people in NGC. And you, Rowley boasted it was you, Stuart Smallpin Young, who concluded negotiations in Houston with the upstreamers. And you know what happened to those upstreamers? Their profits went up 69%. And our revenue for us, our people, went down 69%. Because, Stuarty, let me let you know a secret. Because you're a dum-dum. Those negotiators in Houston, when you left the room and signed up, them went and drink scotch and eat shrimps and laugh at this dum-dum from Trinidad and Tobago that just made them the most popular people in their companies. Their shareholders were laughing all the way to the bank. That's what you did. Then when your negotiation kicked in, you know what happened for the first time in history? NGC made a loss. Gas made a loss. Gas made a loss in a climate where they even had war, and gas price, oil price, MMBTU was up. NGC made a loss because of your negotiation. Do you know how dumb someone has to be to get involved in something that if left alone, like gas, oil, that profit would be made, because profit has always been made in oil and gas. And you jump into something that is naturally profitable and make a loss? Stuart Young, you are the dum-dum. Where else did you go, Mr. Minister of Everything? They then move you all over the place with the office of the Prime Minister. You moved into the Ministry of Energy. That wasn't good enough for you just to usurp a man's portfolio. You went as the Minister of Energy, put all the eggs in one basket, fly back and forth, bring Delcy Rodriguez here with PDVSA officials, dragon, cross-border, all the eggs in one basket, and the basket bust when people were telling you, hey, dum-dum, that's a geopolitical thing. Maduro since 2016, 2017, he's becoming a dictator, he's being oppressive. People are fleeing Venezuela. Venezuela economy is being run to the ground. Maduro is a narco trafficker, a money launderer, an oppressive dictator. Be careful. Do other things. Diversify your mind away from stupidity. But you couldn't listen. Stuart Smallpin Young. So you decimated the energy sector. 11 companies shut down in Point Lisas. No steel plant. NGC making a loss. And we under pressure for US. You created, Stuart Smallpin Young, a foreign exchange crisis in Trinidad and Tobago, where people credit card moved on from 50,000 US to 10,000 US to 5,000 US to 1,000 US. You know how dumb you have to be to do that, to oversee all that pain to individuals. Stuart Smallpin Young, the energy sector is at its lowest ebb. It's now up to Kamla and Rudal Munilal to boost it back, to renegotiate, to work on gas, to find gas, to get projects, to get bids. You put out 2 set of bids, and out of 30 or 32 reflections of interest, only 6 bids were actually taken up. You, Stuart Young, are the biggest blithering idiot in the history of Trinidad and Tobago, and you calling people dumb? The only thing you went in government to do is to recuse yourself. Imagine you swear on the Bible to serve the people without fear or favor, without malice or ill will, and you went in the government from day one to serve yourself, to serve your brother, to serve your father, to serve your family. Over 100 recusals, never before seen in any cabinet in Trinidad and Tobago, nor in the CARICOM, that you went in there and stepped out of the cabinet room to enrich yourself and your family and your friends over 100 times, and you calling a noted Attorney General a dunce? Stuart Young, furthermore, what kind of man for 5 long years between the ages of 11 to 17 would not learn that you shouldn't bully a human being, that enough is enough, that when you bully someone, you hurt them, you break their self-esteem, you make their life a living hell, and yet every day you continue to bully Imran for 5 years? That's how dumb you are. You dumb when you're a child, and you never matured, you stayed dumb. Normally, human beings, we dumb when we young, we don't know, we make mistake, and we learn from our mistake and we mature. You so dumb, you didn't mature. Stuart Smallpin Young, you sit down in the parliament, you are senator, then you come an MP, then Rauli selected to be prime minister, and you in the parliament, and you don't even have the brain, the wherewithal, the control, the maturity, the intelligence to know what is crosstalk and what is disgusting talk. You're not even bright enough to know the mic on. Look, the red light on, which means the mic on, and you criticizing and attacking women about Zami and all kind of thing, and now again calling an AG dumb. It takes a dum-dum to not know that a microphone is on. Stuart Smallpin Young. Anyway, the final one I go say, boy. Not the final one, huh? 2 more. You're calling the AG dumb. That's very interesting. But it takes a dumb human being to be in charge of a ministry and to be in charge of a state enterprise, to get information that there are 4 divers in a pipe that are alive. One diver came out and said, proof of life, my brothers are down there. And the dum-dum in charge left 4 men in a pipe to die for 39 hours. Never before seen in the history of the planet has anyone given the responsibility to save lives, to have the decision-making possibilities, to help people, to help families, to get men out of a pipe, left them in a pipe to suffocate and die for 39 hours. You know how dumb you have to be. You know how stupid you have to be. You know how efficient you have to be. You know how incompetent you have to be to allow that to happen, to go down in the annals of history as the biggest heartless idiot ever, to leave men to die, to take decisions. You were the boss. You were the Minister of Energy, not only speaking the families in an arrogant manner, but you were in charge, and men were left there to die. Think about it. We have 1.4 million of us and about 70,000 Venezuelans. If any one of us was in charge in your position, including any Venezuelan, those men would be alive. That's how dumb you are. Stuart Young, you are the dumbest on the rock, on the Twin Island state. You have a track record of stupidity. So slow your roll and don't call nobody dumb. On top of that, you calling the current Attorney General dumb? You should be the last man to do that. You want to know why, Stuart Smallpin Young? Because every single day of life now, and for the last 10 or 11 years, you taking that man's sloppy seconds and calling him dumb? Really, Smallpin? Go and brush your teeth, eh?